in the previous session, we explained Planck theory. When heating a metallic piece, the metallic piece will absorb energy, and the energy absorbed is directly proportional to the frequency of the radiation emitted. So we see the change of the color at the macroscopic scale. Now we will pass to explain what is the source of this light at the microscopic scale, so at the level of, or at the scale of the atom. When Thomson in his experiment discovered the electron, he observed that an atom at the gas state, if it receives determined energy, a light is emitted. And this is example of the neon lamps or the fluorescent lamps present in our houses. The fluorescent lamp or the neon lamp containing only gas inside. So when it receives energy from outside source, it will emit light. For example, if we consider a tube containing mercury, and this tube is submitted to a voltage or receive energy, it will emit the blue color. For helium, as a gas inside the tube, the experiment proved that we have the light purple. And for hydrogen, we have this color. So any gas inside a glass tube, if submitted to external energy or voltage, it will emit light of determined color. So how can this be explained at the microscopic scale? The gas inside the tube will receive high energy, and this energy will be absorbed by the molecules of the gas, and some of the bonds will be broken. The breaking of the bonds will emit gas atoms that will absorb the energy and will be excited. So the electrons are excited inside the atom from their stable place to another place, which we called the excited state. So at this stage, the atom will become excited, and we know that the atom is stable, so the atom should return to its stable state, and in this case, the gas atom containing excess energy, which they release by emitting light of different wavelengths. So at the microscopic scale, we say that the electrons excited will return to their normal state, and each wavelength corresponds to a radiation emitted, return from the excited state to a normal state that we call the ground state. So as a conclusion, at the macroscopic scale, heating a gas, or when we give energy to a gas inside a tube, we will observe light emitted of known and determined wavelengths. This is at the macroscopic scale. So what happens at the microscopic scale? At the microscopic scale, this energy given to the gas atoms is absorbed by these atoms, so the electron inside the atoms will pass from the stable state that we call the ground state to another state, which is the excited state. So the atom becomes excited, and the atom is stable, so it should return to the stable state. The electron will return from the excited to the stable state by emitting radiation. So the atom can be imagined as a translator of the energy. Whatever is the form of the energy absorbed, thermal, mechanical, electrical, the atom will release the energy absorbed as light of known wavelengths. This is the experiment. We have a tube containing gas. The gas is submitted to high voltage. We will have emission of light, of polychromatic light. What is the meaning of polychromatic? Of several wavelengths, of several lambda. A prism will separate this light according to their wavelengths. And in case of hydrogen, we observe 4 lines, and each line corresponds to a wavelength lambda. To note that the line, the meaning of the line is a return of the electron from an excited state to a ground state. So here we have 4 lines spectra. That means in the visible we have 4 return. We have 4 possible return. That does not mean that we don't have radiations in the infrared or in the UV, but this radiation could not be seen since lambda is not between 400 and 800 nanometers. So what is the meaning of the line spectra? Certain energies are allowed for electron in hydrogen atom. We say that the energy is quantized. So the electron will pass from allowed energy to another excited energy of known value. When the electron return from this excited state to the ground state, it will emit light. The energy of the electron in the hydrogen atom is quantized, and this is the same meaning of Planck experiment. The change in energy between energy levels in hydrogen will produce wavelengths of the light emitted. A given change in energy from high to lower would give a wavelength of light that can be calculated from Planck equation. As a summary, we have atom, nucleus, and in the nucleus we have the protons and the neutrons. Around the nucleus we have electrons that are in motion or in the electronic cloud. The energy of the electrons is quantized. That means the value of energy is well determined. When the atom absorbs energy, this electron, which is at the stable state, will pass to another quantized energy, to another allowed value of energy. So the atom becomes unstable. The electron should return from this excited state to the ground state, to the stable state, and this return takes place by emitting radiation of known lambda.